What's up? Namaste. Good afternoon. In this video, I'm going to cover the energy themes for the full moon today on October 17th, this week, as well as moving into the weekend and next week. So I hope you find this of value. I hope these energy themes are helpful in your ability to navigate your own circumstances, and we'll jump in, you guys. This is like a powerful time of year for a lot of people, but me specifically. We're closing out Libra season here. My birthday's on Monday. So feel free to send me some birthday vibes because I need it. Send me an email, tell me happy birthday on Monday. I will be giddy about receiving that. I'm in the middle of transitioning to new relationships, so we all need support. Support and happy birthday wishes. All right, so there are some powerful themes for today. Hi, sweetheart. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. This full moon's been really, really powerful. So I'm excited to just kind of jump into some themes. For those of you that are new, I do personal development, spiritual development. I'm a psychic medium, a shaman, an energy reader, an Akashic Records practitioner, all the things. If you are interested in anything I have to offer, I have many free trainings and many paid trainings. All of those links are in the description link below. Also, I just launched a brand new program called Money RECODED. The entity type of money is a specific feminine energy personality that I love to work with. And I'm channeling the entire program through her, through the Akashic Records and Source Consciousness. And the entire program is 8 weeks built on channeling money as a feminine energy type. And she's beautiful and incredible and so loving. Anyway, this program I'm going to be running live through November and December. If you are interested for the next 2 to 3 days, I have a promo code. It's honey at checkout. I left a link in the description below where you can get almost 70% off as a kickoff, as a pre-launch, as I get going here, because we're going to be launching this course in 2 weeks. So again, most of my courses are not live. This one is live. I'm building it with you, which I tend to do when I do my first run of courses. So if you've been looking to work with me kind of like one-on-one-ish in a group setting, you will have access to me. There will be live Q&As. I really think you're going to enjoy them. If you don't attend live, you'll get the recordings. You will get lifetime access to this course and program. It's probably going to be 20 to 30 hours worth of content. I'm very excited about it. I'm so happy that money came to me as an energy that wants to be channeled, and she wants to be channeled in all the most like sensual ways. So we're going to be covering all of the human shadow power archetypes. So we're going to be talking about power, we're going to be talking about sex, we're going to be talking about Kundalini activations, we're going to be talking about money, and we're going to be talking about soulmate love and how all of those aspects of love, of power, of humanity, of shadow energy attract and work with money. If you're just working with money on the light, like praying for money, I don't know how else to describe like light archetypes of money, and you're not backing it with your shadow power, it's going to be harder to magnetize in. Money and sex are very intertwined. Money and power are best fucking friends. So if you're looking for money and you're not embracing your power, or your power is personally displaced in other relationships and you can't or aren't acknowledging your own personal value to the degree which money would actually like to meet you, then money won't show up for you, or it'll be sparse, or you'll be chasing it down like trying to chase a puppy down on the street. Like, money is a very dynamic, participation-based relational energy, like a soulmate, like a relationship. So I'm going to be going into all of this in this program. When you do enroll, you get a bunch of bonus content up front. There's like 4 or 5, probably like 5 hours of video streams, live streams that you get access to, as well as some meditations, an entire meditation album. And for those of you that didn't enroll in the, oh my gosh, the money activation ceremony, that was like 4 hours of really potent money clearing at the energetic level. Really incredible content. When you enroll in this program, you also get that bonus material. So you get like 8 hours of bonus content that you can start digesting right now. And then in 2 weeks, we're going to launch into the 8-week program where I'm going to be teaching all this live week to week, training your energy, channeling like I do in my live streams, but much more in depth, and then taking you through every week. There's a channeled meditation and activation to help you clear your energy. I am a shaman. I work through the Akashic Records, through Source, to reach your energy. So every meditation you listen to that is from me is an energy clearing, as if you were sitting in front of me and we were doing energy work. It's like a massage for your energy, okay? So it's like very clearing, very healing, very potent energy work. Everyone adores my meditations. I've gotten compliments on them for years. People's circumstances change pretty much immediately when you move through any number of my meditations, depending on what you're doing. So I've got wealth meditations, wealth activations, changing your energetic blueprint around money, around your inheritance, because karmically, the way your soul works, you might not be entitled to that inheritance right now. So in the bonus meditations, I take you through clearing the multidimensional work so that you can open yourself up to actually have access to your larger energetic bank accounts, I will call them, which are quite literally legacy and wealth and money. And then how that lands in your life is based on the action you take, right? And the insight that you move forward on. Anyway, I will be going into this in more videos as well, but I'm very inspired by money as a method to enlightenment. A lot of people think money's dirty or not spiritual or neutral. I hear all the time that it's a neutral. Money is not neutral. Money is inherently good. Money is inherently source-based. Money is inherently beautiful. Money inherently wants to love you. The energy of money is very, very benevolent. What's happened is that because of power distortions, because of how people use their shadow, abuse their shadow, they use and abuse money. And then that energy is carried through the psychic frequencies and delivered to people based on their own karma. And then they either avoid money, abuse money, run from money, have tumultuous relationships with money. It's going to be just like soulmate relationships for you guys. Everything is very mirrored. So I'm here to help you move through it and help you to have a healthy attachment and healthy partnership with money, energy, and relationship, so that you can really enjoy it. Like, who doesn't enjoy a good soulmate? Like, who doesn't enjoy good money? You know what I mean? Like, who doesn't enjoy good sex? Who doesn't enjoy good power? The point is that you want it to be healthy. You want it to be in a good, a secure, healthy style of attachment. You want to be able to navigate your insecurities with ease and grace, release what doesn't work, and then come back into balance and be like in relational healing. With money, with money is like your, these are also the themes for today too. I'll get into them, but money is also your, it's your kundalini, okay? Your kundalini energy is the literal, it's the masculine and feminine polarities that ride up your spine. At some point I'll go into kundalini activations and awakening, because I feel like people don't know what they are. I think I had my kundalini awakening when I was like 22. And anyway, it's your power. It's your shadow and your light. It's your masculine and your feminine aspects of yourself. And they wrap around the spine. And depending on how that energy is moving in your body depends on how valuable you feel and how you exchange your value with the external world. That exchange is a financial exchange, or it can be a love-based exchange emotionally. It could be a mental exchange. But when we have inconsistencies with money, that specifically is a root chakra power imbalance that has everything to do with your kundalini and how you are balancing your own internal energy, which has everything to do with confidence, power, and sex. Okay? How else would I say sex? Sex would be relationship. It is pleasure. It is where are you sending your energy? Lust versus trust. These are all themes we're going to be getting into that program. So anyway, that's my big educational sweep around Money Recoded. If you aren't interested, there's like a 70% off coupon for the next couple of days, and then that price is going up, and I will be promoting that through next week at the higher price. So if you want to jump now, you're welcome to. There's a payment plan option. If you decide to pay in full, I will send you a little package in the mail with some money crystals that I'm going to activate into the fifth to seventh dimension. It's where I can lift the frequency of the crystal and give them assignments to help you draw in more money. So anyway, I'm gonna send you a little crystal package. That's what's gonna happen if you pay in full. That's what I've got for you. I'm like, oh, now I'm like all excited. Anyway, we'll jump into the themes. Thank you for being here with me. Also, for those of you that are interested in working with me one-to-one, Summer Quantum Breakthrough is still open for another couple of weeks before I shift gears again in that. So send me an email if you want information on that program. That is one-to-one coaching. 8, 12, and 16 weeks. My clients in that program are doing monumental work. Just really, really incredible. It's like mind-blowing for me. Anyway, all right, we're jumping in. I promise the themes. They're all around kind of these money themes though. So for the last 10 minutes, I've kind of covered it. Okay, so theme number 1. They told me there's a battery pole reversal today and for the energy this week. So let me see if I can explain this. This is very much what I was talking about in the Kundalini energy, where you have your masculine and feminine expressions wrapping around your spine. When something's out of balance, one is overworking and the other one's not working enough. So what's happening right now, and I'll try to ask them like how this is kind of working through, but you need to get back into balance. So if you're too masculine, you're not going to be receiving enough. Too aggressive, too assertive, too like doing, acting, making things happen without enough balance, without enough relaxation, without enough sitting back, you're not going to receive anything. It's just going to continue the momentum of you like pushing. If you're too receptive, if you're too sitting back, you're not going to have enough momentum. You're probably going to feel a little depressed. You're going to feel like you're a little lost and confused, like you don't know what direction to go in or where you're going. And even that makes it difficult to receive. And that's like the over feminized energy. So we need a balance in the two. And what's happening around this full moon is there is actually a cosmic rebalancing. And if you think about it like a battery or like a magnet, the poles kind of need to be rebalanced or reversed or recharged to reset the initial charge. I don't know if that makes sense. Let me check in. Is there another way that can come through? It's like the power of the moon right now. Hold on. They're saying it's a very hungry moon. What does that mean? It's hungry for shadow. Okay, so allow your shadow to be expressed in whatever way it needs to constructively. I'm going to leave that for you guys because this is just a live stream and not a course. I'm like, there are so many ways that can be taken. I'll give you the example for me and for some conversations I've had with a lot of therapist friends recently is like, don't try to escape the human experience. It is kind of shitty a lot. You know, like if you're going to have a depressive episode or a depressive moment, like don't run from it. Just like let it kind of do its thing. It's like there's a battery depletion, but the depletion needs to be allowed to like exhaust itself. Like there's an emotional depletion in the energy, and if it's not expressed, if you try to stuff it down, it's almost like spirit needs you to get the rest of the sludge out of the lower aspects of your psyche, out of your emotional body. This is just emotional processing. It's shadow work, shadow processing, lower level emotions, so that you can be given the reset, the new battery. But you're not going to get a new battery with this existing garbage. It's like lower frequency psychic data. It's karmic, sacral attachments, sexual attachments. Sexual doesn't mean it has to actually be sexual, meaning like that you had sex with someone. Sexual attachments are anything where your kundalini is exchanging with someone else's kundalini. And a lot of people do that not physically, but it is like a karmic attachment. So it's allowing those to cleanse out. I'm trying to think, I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to give you all the specifics on how to do that. I think I'm just going to trust that you're going to get your own downloads after the stream to know what has been exchanging sexual energy with you that needs to be done. It needs to be cleaned up. These could be family members. Don't take this in the wrong way, you guys. Kundalini energy is creative energy. It's not all like weird sexual energy. Okay, it's just how you exchange, how you create, how you co-create. What are you co-creating with? Who are you co-creating with? And honestly, is how Spirit's saying it to me. Would you have sex with them? And if you wouldn't, then I suggest pulling that energy back, because that sexual energy is very, very powerful. And if you wouldn't want to exchange that level of physical intimacy with these humans, yeah, they are saying it this way on purpose. Okay, they're oversimplifying this for you guys sexually. If you wouldn't want to exchange that level of physical intimacy with the people that are coming to mind, then stop doing it energetically. They're showing me doors slamming. They're showing me like garage doors, but like garage doors that belong like on spaceships. It's like, I don't know, there's like a spaceship door like closing. That's how the cord cutting is being shown to me. So your sexual energy is your money energy. It is your power. It is how you create and receive financial health in this world. If you are sending your sexual energy out to people that you would not sexually create with, literally, call it back, because it's not going to be helping you. What you're doing is you're co-creating with them, and you're sending them your sexuality, which is your soul current. It is your soul energy. The sexual energy. How do I explain this? It's so funny because it's like, I'm like, not everybody thinks this way, so I have to really like break down the thoughts, because when you say sexuality, people take it a whole number of directions, right? But it's just mechanics of energy. It's just alchemy, right? Like, so sexual energy is like the most potent kind of energy. It's a fire-based energy. We are energetic beings. We have many different sorts of energy in our body and in our energetic system. One of them is sexual. One of them is emotional. And the emotional energy is strong, but you know what's stronger? Sexual energy. One of them is spiritual. And the spiritual energy is strong, but spiritual energy paired with sexual energy will draw money into your bank account immediately. And also we're going to talk about the money thing, because it's the program I'm offering right now. But money has literally been telling me for a while now. She's just like, if your sexual energy is tied up in other places and you're looking for an increase in money, it's going to be difficult. Like, you have to be able to bring your sexuality to the money. They have to co-create together, because the money energy is an aspect of your higher self and awareness that wants to take that spiritual energy and marry it with the physicality of your sexuality, which doing that creates a baby energetically. It doesn't matter if you're masculine or feminine. And that is its own energy force that like is birthed and brings you what you need. And when you're married with money energy, not making money your god, but seeing money as an aspect of your higher self looking to be expressed into physical form, money becomes the vessel to a physical, it's a way of enlightenment, okay? And don't take this the wrong way. For me, I will be talking about this in more videos. It's a way of seeing how good you are at expressing your soul into material form, like using money or currency as the metric to see how good you are at being human with your soul. Not being human for the sake of being human, although some people do that. That's fine. That's not who you are, likely. You're looking to take all of that fun, beautiful soul energy and like make it material. Like, what are we doing here with it? Like, all right, soul, like me and my soul, like, okay, soul, like you're doing cool stuff up there. I'm real heady. I'm real conscious. Now let's take it and make a lot of money and see how fun that could be. It's taking kind of that energy. Anyway, all of that, let me reel it back in. What were you guys saying on that? It has to do with your energetic cording and attachments to creativity and to sexuality. So keep it clean. Snip, snip, snip. It's time to cut some people out of your life. Or cut them out of your sexual energy at least, please. Let's start with the exes. That's an easy one. Like, anyone that you've ever been intimate with that you are no longer intimate with, like, cut. Family members that are leeching into your energy, cut. Neighbors that live across the street that are trying to subtly hit on you without hitting on you, cut. Being direct in your communication is the easiest way to create a clean boundary around your sexual energy, which will allow you to co-create with source, with spirit, with your soul in a way that will open up opportunity. You know, whether or not you identify with money as being the thing you want, like opportunity, a good life, new ways of flowing in this world. Okay, so let me swing back to the battery pole reversal. They're showing it to me, it really does have to do with the Kundalini energy. So with all of these relationships, the way that people pull on your energy sexually, it's really just in relationship. They might not be overtly sexual, but it's like a, how do you explain this energy? I can feel it with everyone that I meet. It's like a, I don't know how to describe it. It's like a vibe. It's just sensual. It doesn't mean it's like, it doesn't mean you're asleep with them, okay? I think we have a very interesting society where everything becomes black and white, but it's like, it's just like sensual. Depending on how your energy feels to people, they may be pulling on certain aspects of you more than others. I'll just try to give you a simple example for me, because I really try to just contextualize some of these things in a human way, because it's just like, without, I don't know, I need examples. So I'll give this to you and take whatever version of this resonates with you. So for me, depending on which side of me people meet, people generally meet the sweeter side of me first. They tend to attach in relationship to me over-giving, to me being like the vessel for their receiving sweetness, for their receiving love. They tend to energetically, automatically demand from me energy, like almost like a mother or like a lover. And I'm like, I'm not in a relationship with you. Like, this is literally like my thoughts all the time. I'm like, wow, you're like, people automatically attach to me in a certain way. And I'm saying this for you to kind of understand, like the way you project yourself out into the world may yield a specific type of attachment from people that's rather automatic. And it doesn't mean that's who you are. So this is when we think of the masculine feminine battery or magnetic charge. My magnetic charge is 50-50 split masculine feminine. I can embrace both aspects and shift into them in a very, very healthy way. When people meet me, generally speaking, they automatically assume the feminine expression. So then they attach to the feminine expression. And because they do that at the sacral level with me, it almost forces me to over feminize. And then because I'm pulled into the feminine so much, I'm hyperextended. Then it's like, literally, it's like this. It's like I'm hyperextended in the feminine energy because people are courting into me and pulling my Kundalini energy out in that direction to receive that energy from me. Then for me to balance it, and I do this all the time with people, I have to set really fucking hard boundaries. My masculine energy has to come back and go, crack it back into alignment like a chiropractor and go, get the fuck out of here. And people are like, what? Like, and I'm like, I am soft and sweet. And I'm also gonna tell you off in 2 fucking seconds. Like, if you see me walking on the street, I don't look so sweet. I have a constant resting bitch face. And it's just like, I love, it's like, that's like, I see it as like a chiropractic adjustment in my energy to bring me back into alignment. And I don't know why it's being described this way in my energy field, but for whatever resonates for you guys, it's about when certain people, and it'll be a lot of people in your life, kind of see you in a certain way, they attach to that side of you. And that may not be your natural expression. It's just a expression. And because it's not your primary expression, it's just a part of you, what's happening is it's throwing you out of balance because other people are taking ropes, attaching to your energy, and then pulling you in that direction. That's what throws you out of balance, essentially, is what I'm trying to say. So then you have to know, well, how do I course correct it? Because many of you will, or do, or maybe not. Maybe you're hyper overextended and you need to learn about this within yourself. So where are you overextended in your sacral energy? Are you like hypersensitive feminine? You know what? I'm getting a lot of downloads. You guys are going to be, you're going to be a lot like me. It's just like, where are you conscious of this relationship within yourself? So it's like spiritual people have a very soft, very sweet, feminine exterior presence, whether they are men or women. When you have that level of sensitivity, society assumes it as a weakness. Society interprets kindness as weakness, okay? They attach to the kindness and then try to extort it. This is just welcome to Earth, humans. So then what happens is spiritual people either get sucked into that, and then there are two ways of finding a masculine energy that will balance that feminine approach out. And by feminine, I mean spiritual. The first way of balancing it out that happens with most spiritual people, and there's no, I'm not going to get catty or anything about this, it's just like more to bring it to your awareness, is that there is emotional, psychological manipulation. In order to stay in that sweet energy, they then become manipulative. This is like empathic manipulation. It's very, very common. I've done it too. I just bring awareness to it. So you become covertly manipulative in an emotional way so that you can stay in that soft, sweet energy, but you're still being manipulative. That's how the masculine presence in yourself balances out that overextended femininity. Over vulnerable, right? The other way, hold on, wait, bring it back, guides. If you're overextended feminine, you're either, the masculine part of you will either manipulate to get the circumstances back into balance in your favor, or you'll swing the opposite direction. This is what I've been doing because I can't be available to manipulate people. I just can't. It hurts me so much. Like, I'm so not available for it. So you end up swinging up in the other direction, which is heavy boundaries, very direct communication, just like a hard ass. Like, I'm just as much a hard ass as I am a sweet, docile doe of a human. And they both have to be present at the same time. You can't just rest in one energy. There are so many spiritual practitioners that are like, especially with women, and I have walked the walk for years now, and I'm going to be so happy to go into a full-blown program on explaining divine femininity, because it is so, I don't even know how to describe it, toxic, the way that people describe it. Do you know what happens if you become over feminine? Even as a man, you get taken advantage of. When you are so soft and so sweet and your heart is so open. I have learned a terrible way about it. Like, I have learned such a hard way, because I was like, I'm going to be soft and open. I'm going to get through the toxic stuff of my past. And then, you know what happened is several times this year, I was extorted emotionally. Because the masculine side of me didn't know I was hyperextended, because whatever, she goes through it so she could teach it. I mean, it's fine, spirit. I'm just here like pioneering and like going through it so you guys don't have to go through it so much. That's like my goal. There are a lot of us doing this work. We're essentially building the new template for life as like a 5D human, or just culturally a certain amount of people have to pre-process the information of what it is to be human and elevate and up-level it, and then it hits like the 100th monkey, where then the collective gets a certain amount of access to that information, and it keeps happening. The healers keep healing, but as the healers are initiating this like push through energetically of healing, they're like real crud of the collective. It's really painful. That's what I'd say. So I will be one of those that will say to everyone I know, you don't need to be so soft externally. You can be soft, you can be sweet, you can be feminine and as a woman, and you can be cutthroat. And you can throw down boundaries like they're your job, because it is what is required. Because if you are overly soft and always soft, do you know how many like spiritual gurus, I don't want to call them, they would call themselves gurus, but like practitioners, leaders, I'd almost call them cult leaders. I know a lot of them. They're all so sweet. They never get like overtly aggressive. But you know what happens psychologically? They're psychologically manipulating people. I read it, I see it, I call them out, I remove my energy. It's a nightmare. Anyway, so if you see people that are soft 24/7, they're just manipulating shit behind the scenes. They're just expressing their masculine components in a predatory masculine way personally, and which is to manipulate. Instead of the healthy masculinity, the divine masculinity within yourself is boundaries. Protection, boundaries. They're telling me to bring it to sex, protection, boundaries, okay? this isn't here yet, but I feel like I need to call it out because it's coming to me so strong. The collective is literally like pleading with my energy. I'm going to be doing something, I don't know if it's going to be a monthly program or what, but I'm going to teach about, we're going to have very long conversations for 2 years. I don't know. I feel like I need to talk about this all day around divine masculine, divine feminine, karmic masculine, karmic feminine, sexual energies, kundalini energies, relationship energies, how to start reestablishing relationship, working with couples. Like, I think we need to redevelop and have all these new collective conversations so that there's more education around the sweeping energies of what it is to be a healthy person, what it is to be in healthy relationship, what is healthy sex, what is not working. These collective patterns, I'm over it. I'm over it. We need to do a lot of education. I guess I'm one of them, the leading edge of it. It's kind of funny because like probably 10 years ago, I used to get these visions of me like doing like sex therapy or like teaching sex. And I was like, there's no way that's going to happen for me. If you guys saw me like 10 years ago, like I was like, I'm so prude. Like that's not going to happen. And now like I've just become this person. I'm like, nobody else is doing it. Like, I mean, they are to some level and we need a lot of us out there, you know? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know what I'm going to do yet for my birthday, but thank you for the birthday vibes. I'm going to think about it. If you guys get good ideas, let me know because I'm overextended with my mental stuff. I'm just building courses for you. That's all I'm doing. Okay, I'm on a rant. I'm just talking. I do have more themes though, but let me see around the masculine feminine dynamics. This battery reversal, essentially this full moon is like bringing you back into balance. What can that look like? It's not generally a nice, simple chiropractic adjustment. Like when you go to the chiropractor, if you've been out of balance for a long time, when they crack your spine back into alignment, it's painful, right? There's a crack and it hurts. Or maybe I've gone to the wrong chiropractors. I don't know. But there are things that were so tense in my body that when I've had a chiropractor make the adjustments, I'm like, oh, that hurt. So like that's what's happening right now. If you feel like there's an aspect of your awareness, your relationships, your energy that just feels really painful right now, just know that you're being cracked back into alignment. The attention is on your spine. It's on the balance. There really is, I don't know. Oh, it's an Aries. It's an Aries full moon. Yeah, fire, water energy, fire, air energy. I don't know. It really feels like a balance between masculine and feminine within the self, and then that self is then reflected externally. If you, like, for example, if you look at all of your relationships, look at who's pissing you off, because there's a lot of conflict in the air right now. And as you're looking at the people that are pissing you off, just go, what traits do you have? Are you overdeveloped in your masculine, or are you overdeveloped in your feminine? Traits. Look at it, see what it is, identify either too masculine or too feminine, meaning karmic as opposed to divine, but I'm not going to go to the specifics right now. And then go, okay, what's the opposite? Because I'm coming into chiropractic adjustment right now. So for example, I've been dealing with hyper feminized men recently, like way too feminine. Meaning that they're very manipulative behind the scenes because they're not being forward about what they want. They have hidden agendas. They're overtly emotional, not just because they're emotional, but because they know that if you can hyperextend your emotions into them, that they have something to control. That's what I mean. It's an overextension. So then it's like, oh, okay, so what's the chiropractic adjustment? Why is that coming up so frequently for me, for example, or for you guys? The chiropractic adjustment is, for me, this is gonna be different for each and every one of you, but I'm like, hold on, let me see what that was for me. Because I got cracked back into alignment by the universe, and I feel good. I feel healthy about it now. For me, it was just identifying that that's what that was. It's like, they're not like super kind, sweet humans. They just project in a way that makes you think that they're looking out for you. That's what I needed to see, is like, oh, my own internal masculine needed to be real strong and rooted and in my core to say, I see you manipulating me. And I see that you think that that's going to work because it's worked for a certain amount of people, but that is not care, that is emotional manipulation. That's the chiropractic adjustment. And me calling it out, which I do, at this point I think people are shocked with me at the amount that I'm just like, I'm kind, but I'm just like, I mean, I'm like, you either care, people that truly care don't talk about them caring, they just fucking care. Like, they just take care of things. They're not like, I'm doing all of these things to take care of you. They just take care of you. So anyway, I've started calling some things like that out in my environments, and that's my masculine energy, my divine masculine energy coming forward and saying like, I call bullshit. And that was the chiropractic alignment. So whatever conflict is coming up, identify which gender role it is, and what the predatory aspect of it is, and then rebalance it within yourself. Because a lot of people see the external world as a mirror, which it is, but if in these situations, if I were mirroring it, I'd be like, oh, I'm not as soft enough, or I'm not as sweet enough, or maybe I'm not meeting them emotionally enough. That wasn't the chiropractic adjustment, because what they were doing was covert manipulation, even if that wasn't their agenda. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. It's still present and existent. So it's like, not everything is a direct mirror. Sometimes it really is like, the external world is here to just mirror something to you for you to figure out whatever needs to go on for you to crack back into alignment. And there is a crack. I'm hearing it spiritually. I'm seeing the spine being manipulated, which is the Kundalini energy, which is very strong right now. And God, I'm so fucking excited for Scorpio season. I don't think I've ever been so excited for Scorpio season, but I'm just like, we're going to talk about sex and death. Like, I'm just here for it. It's the Kundalini energy, okay? Scorpio is the transformation energy. It's the masculine, feminine working together. It's power, it's drive, it's passion, it's movement, it's creativity. It's enmeshing the two energies and having them co-create together. It's probably just the money course that's coming through Scorpio season for me, but it's like, it's a really powerful energy. It's already working through. This is not a Libra theme, and I know we're in Libra season, but this doesn't feel like Libran energy. What feels like the Libran energy, if we're looking at archetypes, is the external world being hyper-feminized. Libra is actually a masculine archetype. It's a cardinal sign. It's a very direct sign. Libras are very no bullshit, but they often will hide it. They know how to reflect and refract their energy to be the most pleasant energy in the room. Most people will not find a Libra they dislike. But a Libra in its lower placement and its lowest expressions is hyper feminine, people pleasing, overextended, not confident, saying this is what I think and this is what I believe. That's Aries. Aries is the god of war. Aries is the first zodiac sign. It's like coming out of it like I don't know, like out of the womb, like punching, like, yo, I'm ready to live. Like, let's go have some fun. I want to create some shit. You know, Aries are more confrontational people. They are wonderful. They are creative. They're also more confrontational. That's like, and sometimes they're confrontational just to be confrontational. And that's where we're being led to embrace during this specific time period, this full moon. And that's the crack. It's bringing you into alignment with the higher octave Aries traits to balance the fact that the Libra lower level archetypes are very, very present right now, which again is the hypersensitive, hyper soft, hyper manipulative, emotional manipulation, like trying to make people do things they wouldn't normally do because you're being so passive aggressive and how you're asking that they might do it automatically by mistake. Over manifesting. Like, you could manifest all day in your mind and be like, oh my God, I hope they call me. I hope they call me, or whatever it is. I hope this money comes in. This money's coming in. It's coming in. Or you could just pick up the fucking phone. Like, you could just go make a call. You could just say, hey, this is what I need from you. You could just be direct. Those are the Aries traits. Like, embody the action. That was one of the themes I had for this moon as well, is that trust your gut completely. So we'll say that as theme number 2. Like, totally trust your gut, because the psychic energy right now is has so much fucking interference. Like, other people's opinion. Like, I haven't been able to read psychically. I'm like, oh, it's like a nightmare. It feels like a minefield in the collective. I don't know what's going on etherically, like that, because Libra's the it's an air placement, so it's just like it feels like a very conflicted airspace. That's what I would say. Like, for those of you that have ever taken flight lessons or are pilots, like flying in New York or LA, they're difficult places to fly because there's a lot of layered airspaces, right, and planes. That's how this moon, couple of weeks here, feels psychically. I feel like I'm in very crowded airspace, and I'm like, I don't think it's worth flying right now. I think I just want to land. And I want to stay on the ground for a couple of weeks. And like, I'll fly when it clears up. Like, there's so much psychic activity because Halloween's coming. I was feeling this yesterday. I was like, wait, is this the Halloween gates have already opened up? Because it's crazy. I'm not going to tell you who because I don't want to give him the credit. But I had a dead person, celebrity, like was on my fucking fields all day yesterday, and I was like, get out. I was like, I don't want to talk to you. I didn't invite you. You're being pushy. It's mean. Stop it. And he was like, I just want to talk to you. This is really fun. I was like, go away. Like, I don't want to talk to you. I don't care. I have other shit on my mind. I'm not even interested in talking to you. You're not someone I actually care about. I would love to say the name on screen, but that's literally what would grab that energy back and pull him in. And I'm just like, actually, I feel the repulsion. This is great. I did need to call it out. Halloween's coming. The portal gates are open. The veil is very, very thin. There are a lot of spirits running around, a lot of celebrity spirits too. And they're just like, I want your attention. And I'm like, get the fuck out of my energy. Like, I don't care if you died 70 years ago. I don't really care to talk to you. No offense. This is how I said it too. I was like, get the fuck out of my energy. I was like, I don't care who you are. I don't care how popular you are or were or what you have to offer me. I said, this is my home. This is my energy. My doors were fucking locked and you broke in. And you think that I'm just going to accommodate you? This is how I'm talking to this entity. We could say to spirit, but it's to a specific entity. And he was like, oh yeah, you're right. I did just break into your home. And I was like, right, get out. If I want you, I'll call you in. Like, nobody said this is like, okay, this isn't okay. Like, and a lot of people deal with that with spirit. A lot of mediums deal with that. It's like spirit like knocks at our door and then comes in and we're like, oh, okay, I guess I'll accommodate you. And it's like, no, that was bullying behavior. That spirit is bullying you. And if you allow that in, you're allowing emotional abuse from something that's not even human. That's another theme too. But anyway, so trust your gut, trust your personal direction. There's way too much psychic interference going on. What does this mean for you guys? Those of you that aren't like mediums per se, although I know a lot of you are dabbling in this territory in a really positive way. It means a little less like channeling and a little more trusting your body. A little less expecting your mind to have a clear, accurate understanding of what's going on, whether it's intentions or direction. This is a time where overthinking is on hyperdrive because the airspace is so fucking crowded. There's too much, like I said, it's not just humans. It's not just us on the human. Now there's like all of these spirits because of like the Halloween veil is open. And they're all demanding attention and airspace. It's just, there's too many planes in the air, okay? I just really feel like I'm gonna crash. I'm just like, get me out of here. Just like, get me out. Trust your gut. Trust your internal experience. How you feel, how your body feels. Instead of, this is how I've been navigating it, instead of trusting your mind, because I can project and get the data and pull it into my body, it's right now, don't do that. There's just too much interference. Trust your body. So if you're feeling off or feeling weird or feel like you need personal direction or you want to know what to do today or you need to make a decision, feel into your body and ask your body the question, ask your body the decision. The Akashic records live in your body as much as they live outside of the 8th chakra. It's like it's all in a macro micro situation, like it's all reflecting each other. So you can go into your body and ask your body, and your body will be clear of interference. It won't have any of the interference that's running at the psychic mental level. it communicates differently, and that's what you need to know. It's not going to communicate in a mental way. It's going to communicate in an automatic way. So this morning I tried to meditate. I meditate every morning. I channel every morning. I channel through the day, probably 5 or 6 times. I'm in constant dialogue with spirit, and I couldn't hear anything today. And I was like, that's weird. I was like, I'm not going to panic because it's weird. That's like an off moment for me. And then I went to some just autopilot, just doing some things that needed to get done. And then I shot a meditation for you guys that when I get uploaded, I'll let you know, but it's a free cash infusion meditation that helps you align to your own ability to receive money energy in the morning. You can do this as a daily practice or one time, like listening to the meditation that I will give you guys for free. Look around, I'll upload that in the next couple of days and get a link out for you guys. I shot that meditation and all of my energy resynchronized, came back in, and I was like, oh, I don't need to hear the voices of my ancestors right now. They're moving through my body. So it's just going to feel like an automatic, like just, you know what needs to get done. Do it. Don't overthink it. Don't even think about it. Just, you know what needs to get done. Just do it and assume that the energy will align itself in the direction that you need based on the action. These, again, Aries archetypes. You can look up higher vibrational Aries traits, evolved Aries traits. That is what you want to embody. This is an Aries full moon, and Aries is still in the North Node right now, which is the collective evolution. They're the evolutionary traits, like how to get out of this Libra bullshit, essentially, because it's just very highlighted. Bullshit, sorry. I'll try to. I'm not an astrologer, but I'm so like on top of a lot of it, so it just... The way that I think about it right now is that the collective is working through a Libra South node. So the collective is being over dramatized and over highlighted around the traits, around low level Libra traits, passive aggression, not speaking your needs, people pleasing, chameleonizing yourself, using psychic data and holding it back to manipulate the other person without them knowing, behind the scenes. These are the lower archetype Libra expressions, not expressing. I don't know how many Libras you know, but ones that are not functioning well are not expressive. they like hold everything back. Like Libra as an archetype is like, I do this with people too, but I'm also so expressive because I constantly am working on my Aries placements, but it's like, gosh, everything's held back. Like, an emotional space for a Libra is just like, you're not getting anywhere. I'm not showing you anything. I will give you little carrots based on where I want you to go, but I'm not going to show you what's actually going on. I'm going to mask the shit out of that. Any air sign, but very present for Libras. So focus on expressing yourself, expressing your emotion. They are showing me the masculine side of Libra is actually very good at setting boundaries. Libras have the best cutoff game of anyone in the zodiac. Sink! You're out. Like, cord cutting for Libra. It's like cold. It's an air sign. It's the judge. Think about your energy right now. Like, you want to embrace the highest aspects of Libran archetype as well as the highest aspects of an Aries archetype. So it's not going to war for the sake of going to war. It's not putting yourself in places of conflict. The energy right now is about seeing the conflict, seeing the interference, seeing these crazy airwaves psychically, seeing the relational conflicts, and deciding to be an accurate judge within your Kundalini energy. Like, what's mine, what's not? That's emotional abuse. Shink, get out. Like, that's the cosmic doors that were being shown that were slamming, like that cord cutting that I was talking about at the beginning of the stream. That's what that is. It's acknowledging what's happening and then being the judge and saying, get that out of here. And this is a very healthy divine masculine energy. This isn't a feminine energy. It's a masculine energy. It's protective. It's like, it's not over analyzing mentally. It's just seeing the facts in front of you. Libras are fact friendly. It's literally like, what are the facts? These are the facts. This is what you're doing. This is what you're not doing. I'm going to let your actions speak for you. I don't know who needs to hear this, but, you know, I notice that there's a lot of talk. A lot of people talk a lot of talk. Especially the most charismatic of people just talk a lot of talk. I listen and I go, that's nice. I'm watching all of your actions. Like, that's Libra, okay? These are the traits you want to embody right now. Watch people's actions. Are they all talk? Because if they are, they're just stealing your Kundalini energy. Watch their actions and then shut the door if you don't like what's going on. If they're not doing what they say they're going to do, if they're not following through on simple promises that they are making themselves, nobody's holding a gun to their head, why are you allowing them into your creative energy, into having like energetic sex with you? I am oversimplifying in that way because Spirit's asking me to. Because Spirit, you know what Spirit's saying to me right now is that, like, you guys think energy is just this, like, oh, it's like no big deal. Like, yeah, we'll exchange energy. And for those of you that listened to one of my streams last week, like, I had a full-on energetic miscarriage that I was emotionally processing for 4 days because someone was an asshole to me and created something with me energetically and then cut it out of nowhere, aggressively, energetically. And then that caused a violent reaction in my body. Now, am I happy about it? Well, yes, because I very clearly was like, this person needs to not be in my life. But it's like, am I happy about it? No, because I just went through this entire experience that I feel like I was forced into, energetically, that I then had to process emotionally, that then slowed down. I saw 5044 when I said that, by the way. I don't know who needs that number. But then slowed down my practical, physical ability to meet my physical needs. And that frustrates the shit out of me. So the judge came in and said, I'm done with this sort of behavior. If anyone in my life cannot walk their walk, I don't care who you are. I don't care what you've said to me. I don't care how sweet you are. I don't care how handsome or beautiful you are. Get out. There's the door. Show yourself out. This is not personal. This is just like me keeping my house clean. Okay? Like me with this entity type of spirit. Like, you didn't knock on my door. You barged in, freaking went into the key lock, opened it up, came into my home, sat down, and demanded me to feed you. Like, get out! Like, what? Now get out. He's like fucking around with me right now. My guides told me he was benevolent. And I still was like, I don't care. You can't like pick my lock and come in. But now I'm seeing why that energy came to me. Everything's always like, there's always a balance with things, right? I'm starting to see it. I'm like, oh, that's fun. They told me that yesterday. They were like, you're being too serious, Emelina. I was like, get out. I don't care. You're picking my lock energetically. Get out of here. I don't give a fuck. Like, send a letter next time. Like, I don't know. I don't know. You guys, can we like co-manifest me having my own TV show where I just shit talk spiritual things? I have it now, but I mean, you know, something where I can, I don't know. I was gonna say get more people, but I don't know if I want that. It depends on who the people are. Podcast, we'll work it through. Anyway, circling back. Hold on, what was that message? There was a message there around the, I don't remember, maybe it'll come back. I don't understand this, anyway. Some of these lessons, I don't get it like this frequently, but sometimes energy or entities or our higher selves are feeding us in a way that's like leading us forward somewhere in a funny way, almost like the way the fairy kingdom works. It's like a trickster energy. Like, I feel like I'm being played with right now energetically, and I can tell that it's light. I can tell that it's playful. I'm still angry about it. And I'm simultaneously like, oh, this feels really fun. Like, yeah, let's play. But I'm also like, hey, fuck you, don't pick my lock. Like, so I'm like, I don't know. Something feels so sensual about that, though. I'm like, yeah, I want to play. But then I'm like, get out. So that's also... Hold on, break that down for me. What is that? This is this full moon. Come closer, go away. I like you, get out. It's like a, what is this? It's like a, attraction, I guess? Are you playing with attraction with me? Playing with the quality of energy that it takes to attract you. That's interesting. So him busting down on my energy is, to some degree, I'm being told that I did attract that. I don't know exactly how. This is something I need to explore within myself. So for you guys, feel into what you're attracted to and why. Because right now I'm feeling through this energy pattern and I'm like, actually, I kind of love it. Like, it's like a come closer, get the fuck out. Like, I don't know. Or it's like, I'm locking my door, but like, please pick the lock. Like, it's like, I don't know. It's very like, it's a teasing energy. It's an attraction-based energy. Like, it has to do with attraction. It's like literally, I think in one of the last streams I was talking about the torque of the Kundalini attraction. What creates traction in between two parties? And it's a torque energy before you move into the horsepower. And depending on who you are, attraction is different for every human. You might be more attracted to the power, or you could be more attracted to the torque. And one of my friends called me out a couple weeks ago on a very different conversation. He was like, I think you're looking for more torque from things in your life. And I was like, yeah, I am. It's like that. Like, you're looking for the acceleration. For me, there's more dopamine in that like rush up. They're saying to see attraction as play, to take it less seriously, and to allow people to play how they play. Whatever is happening in the dynamics of your relationships, the conflict, some conflicts are conflicts. Some conflicts are attraction, working their way through, but they look like conflicts. Some more steady looking relationships actually don't have any compatibility. They're just out of convenience. So what I'm being told right now, not to confuse the airwaves, but this is what's happening, is that there's a lot of very mixed energy where conflict is actually like beauty, and where easy is actually disposable, and where this, like, I can feel it in my sacral. It's like this torque. Come closer, go away. Like, where that's like, most people, like in therapy and healing and everything, they would steer away from that sort of a behavior and say that it's a problem or that you need to be more stable. It actually is. I'm going to trust that this will reach the right people at the right time, the right place, mentally and psychologically. This is a stable energy. The way that spirit is saying it to me, is describing it. It's a playful, I'll call it a trickster energy, but it's not really to trick you. It's a playful manipulation that's saying the energy is very stable. Whether this is a partner, whether this is multiple relationships you have on the table, whatever it is, however you're interacting with how the universe is creating through you, can you trust the energy over the precision of what it looks like? Because I'm literally, they're showing me very clearly, like, I'm labeling conflict. And because I'm personally label things as conflict oriented, I'm disposing of them. Now, that's also fine. Spirit's telling me that label of conflict and me saying, get that out of my life, is like part of my process. But Spirit's saying to me and also to you, but is it conflict? Or is that the dance? And that's exactly what needed to happen to rebalance and crack chiropractic adjustment, all of the energy into alignment between the masculine and feminine, regardless of what sort of relationship it is, in order for the attraction, it really is a torque, in order for the horsepower to then kick in for a safe journey. So, I don't know, this is interesting because mentally, this feels like that's why I'm happy I'm just trusting myself. I'm like, mentally, this feels like a confusing mental situation, because essentially what I'm saying to you is things that could be more conflict or torque-based energy are actually really healthy and attractive. So you have to trust your own psychological development to see if you're psychologically flexible enough to be able to handle that. But that's what the energy is. You know, this makes so much sense actually. The Spirit's been throwing me into a lot of conflicts, and I've been perceiving them as attacks. But actually, I mean, and they kind of were. But actually, it might be more that it came off as an attack because there was an aspect of myself overdeveloped and an aspect of myself underdeveloped, and there needed to be a fast alignment. And that fast alignment happens the most efficiently in the middle of a conflict, because conflict is a power dynamic, which is a power rearrangement, which is a chiropractic adjustment energetically. All that to say, I'm just kind of walking through the energetic process. If you're experiencing any of this, like, let me know. But it sounds like the universe is saying no a lot, but it actually means yes. And I don't like that energetically. That's very confusing territory to navigate, and even for me to show openly or speak about openly, but that tends to be what's going on. So what I would say to cut through the confusion, trust the boundaries that need to be set. Trust whatever's happening. Don't allow a conflict to blow you over. Like, meet a conflict with conflict-based solutions, okay? Like, conflict negotiation, okay? I'm an incredible conflict negotiator. Fighting style, like conflict. You're dealing with conflict, okay? But conflict is a form of play, or can be a form of play. It can be a form of danger as well. I'm not going to get into all the specifics of it, but Spirit is saying just kind of digest around some of this, take what you love, leave the rest. They're actually chiropractic adjusting you guys energetically, which is what I would call a transmission, but it's really a getting you right into alignment, which to do so will be some level of conflict, because to crack a spine, to crack whatever needs to go back into alignment in a chiropractic adjustment is an aggressor. There is someone coming into your body and manipulating your body into place. Holy shit, this is literally what I've been experiencing. Sometimes I don't get these downloads until I stream. And I'll be praying all day and meditating all day, and then I get on stream, and now they're describing to me everything I needed to know today about some relationships I've been dealing with. It's like, sometimes the only way to realign you is to have someone attack you. Oh, Shannon, I'm glad this is hitting. I'll read you through your comments as well, all of you guys, after. It's like, so I'm able in this moment, as I'm kind of reflecting through the downloads that are coming through, I'm like, oh, okay, so I can take this a lot less personally, because I've had a lot of very intense conflicts. And transparently, this has been one of the hardest years of my life. Like, the last 12 months have been insane for me. I've navigated it so peacefully, with so much poise. But it doesn't mean it wasn't probably one of the hardest years of my life. And there's been so much conflict. But I think that's what happens right before you have a real breakthrough, like a real push through, is because essentially all of the aspects of my psychological development, and this will be the same for you guys, because this is the theme that's coming up at this time, literally. It's just a lot of chiropractic adjustments from the universe, from your higher self, saying like I know this is gonna hurt, but we have to get your body into alignment. Like, your energy has to be in alignment because you're going places, you know? And it's like, okay, it's gonna be a hard year, it's gonna hurt, it's gonna be real painful in a lot of ways, but there's no other way to get through it, because we have to heal your body. The bones have to be reset. Like, we had to re-break it because they didn't heal properly the first 3 times, you know, and thankfully I don't have a physical injury. So they're actually emotional injuries for me. My emotional space has been a freaking shit mess. So it's like, I've been chiropractic adjusted by the universe through emotional conflicts, emotional manipulation all year. To the point where I feel very emotionally stable, because I was talking to someone yesterday, a friend that's a therapist, and I was like, you know, she was like, how are you? And I was like, I have a policy, so I'm just gonna let you know. I was like, I have a policy, I don't lie. So I'm not gonna tell you that I'm okay when I'm not. So I was like, honestly, I'm just like getting through my day. I was like, it's been hard. But like, I feel good about that. Like, I feel good about owning that, about accepting that, receiving that. And I you know, we were talking back and forth. It's like, I think there's this hyper dopamine rush of society. I'll just say society, but spiritual people, therapists, what have you. People thinking that they need to fix themselves into a permanent happy place. And it is so not healthy. Like, you being human is to have a very mixed experience. Depression is natural. actually, even. You know, things like that. And it's like, you don't have to, it's okay to just be okay. Like, you don't have to make things really good. You can just be good because you're good. Like, you know what I mean? I forget. I think people like interpret that in a strange way sometimes with me and my energy, because I don't hyper fixate on like being hyper happy anymore, because I really realized it's just not sustainable. That was me just masking the fact that I wasn't okay. So I would go through these like addiction cycles emotionally with a lot of dopamine and then these crashes. And I'm not really, not that I'm not really, I'm actually not doing that anymore. I'm very stable. I'm very just at a stable, like, this is my life. If I have a happy moment, great. If I have a shitty moment, I'm going to rebring myself right back into my stable place, which involves removing people that don't belong in my sacral energy. Meaning, if any, this was another theme, so we'll go here. Accept no emotional abuse. That's a big theme of this season and of this moon specifically. Emotional abuse is any level of psychological manipulation, emotional manipulation, codependency, overextension, overreaching, overgiving, not acknowledging your own personal value, placing people on pedestals. It's okay to just be okay. Like, that's what I'd say. Like, just because people want to play a tug of war with you doesn't mean you have to engage. They only have a partner if you participate. This is also karmically. You engage in the karmic participation if you engage. But if you just go, and it happens all the time, it's been happening a lot to me. People are like, I want to play tug of war with you. And I'm like, fuck tug of war. I just cut that cord. I'm not playing that game with you. That's not my game. I learned those lessons a long time ago. I'm not going to waste my time on those lessons right now. Sorry, not sorry. You know, something that came through recently, and especially for the women in here, but I mean men as well. I just like heard so loudly from my higher self. She was like, you know, it's okay to just say no to any emotional abuse. And that if anyone does present emotional abuse, you can literally just cut the cord and be done. There's no psychological like people-pleasing behavior that needs to be engaged with. None. You can actually just say no to any level of abuse and just be like, no, I don't tolerate any, actually. And if you come into my life and treat me that way, which this isn't just me, we could be like, Emelina's attracting this to some level, but honestly, this is just human. All of you have some level of psychological manipulation and emotional abuse. It is to be human. But you can be the personal authority in your life where you just say, no. No. That's it. You don't have to explain yourself. You can just say no. You don't have to make them feel good. When they demand that you explain yourself, you don't have to respond. A no is a complete sentence. No is enough. Your standards are enough. The tug of war is only a game of tug of war if you participate. I do think there's confusion in the space of more mental, I don't know, not therapy practices, but just a lot of people that they're very well versed in a therapy and stuff that are like, you have to fix that out of you. And then it's like, no, like no is enough. Actually, it is healthy just to say no to things you don't want. And then refocus your attention on where you want to go, on the right relationships, on getting yourself into the right environments. Like environments are what are giving you the sun, the nourishment, the prosperity. So you're not going to prosper and be in an environment with people that are undermining you. You can, but you're just feeding them. And I'm not into that life. Like, saying no is enough. If anyone shows me any level of abuse, I have a hard policy now. I don't yell at them. I don't scream at them. I'm not mean to that. I just say no and redirect my focus and attention somewhere else. Because if you allow any abuse in your life, you're allowing a lot more abuse into your life. And it just, don't shame yourself for any of that if you're doing it, because everyone does it to one degree or another. It's just like, you get to set the standards of how people treat you, what you deal with. You don't have to be aggressive about it. A lot of my channels around understanding your personal confidence and your own power are like, anyone that's truly powerful doesn't have to overtly express their power. It's not like you will listen to me. I am powerful, bend to my will. That's not real power. It's also not powerful to sit back and be like, I'm so spiritual. I'm just going to let you do your thing. Love and light, blessings. Oh my God, compassion. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, are you kidding me? That's like way too passive and sitting back. Real power is just standing your ground. It's just not taking any shit and not doing any harm. It's a very balanced, very neutral judgment place. It's like the perfection of what it is to embody a good Libra archetype. It's just like, it's a very neutral party in their own power, which is like, do no harm, take no shit. My guides literally sent that phrase through a few days ago, and they were like, start embodying it more and more and more, because people are misinterpreting power. Do no harm, take no shit. Those are the two sides of the coin, of the balance. Do no harm. This can go masculine or feminine. I'm just trying to break it down. Okay, so hold on. Do no harm. Don't do any psychological manipulation. Don't emotionally manipulate people. Don't engage in codependent behaviors if you can manage it. Don't try to extort things out of people. Do no harm. Don't abuse people. Don't hurt people on purpose. And if it's done unintentionally, own it. Apologize. Take care of it. Clean up your mess. Do no harm. Oh, and that was the masculine side of it. Like, don't forwardly abuse people. Take no shit. At the feminine, let me see. Don't let people steal your Kundalini power, men and women. Okay? Because when I say things like this, I'm like, men are probably like, oh, nobody's stealing my Kundalini energy. I'm freely giving out my Kundalini energy to as many women as I can. It's like, stop it. Like, they're stealing your Kundalini energy too, and you're stealing theirs. Like, men think this is like one-sided. Like, your sexual power is incredible for your creative ability as well. And if you're doling it out, like, even just through flirtation, now you're allowing people to take your energy. It's like, watch your own personal dynamics. So anyway, take no shit. The feminine side of taking no shit is the quick cutting, the quick cord removal, the quick, like, no means no, get out. I'm not going to explain myself. It is not my job to make myself palatable for you. It is my job to attend to my own garden energetically. And I actually do want you to see your sacral chakra as a garden. You're tending to it. So that's the feminine side of take no shit. The masculine, the divine masculine side of take no shit is be protective, set the boundaries, tell people off. Cleanly, calmly, don't be abusive about it. Just say no means no. Like, that is the vocal appearance of that feminine energy being protected, right? What do you want? Make your needs clear. Negotiate. You will not get out of negotiation on this planet, so negotiate well. Learn how to negotiate. Don't be pushy. That's a lower level masculine archetype. It's like take no shit is just like be willing to participate, negotiate, say no, walk away, allow God to provide what needs to be provided for. Trust that when you trust your gut, everything else will move into place. Trust the energy over the conflict, because a lot of you are experiencing different conflicts in relationship as a chiropractic energy adjustment from spirit, because the only way to get you into alignment that quickly before the end of the year, because there are big portals going into 2025, was to get you into as many conflicts. I'm not calling this in for you guys either, but just instead of seeing conflict as a problem, a lot of spiritual circles would be like, oh, you're calling that in. Oh, you're attracting too much conflict. That means you're conflict bait. You need to like be more neutral. It's like, no, let spirit do whatever the fuck it's going to do, because spirit is saying to you, if you're experiencing a lot of conflict, it's because you're getting adjusted quickly so that you can walk and strut into 2025 with a healthy, vibrant emotional space, a Kundalini energy that is a full, flourishing garden of creative energy that is making you money. Because your energy is sacred and the money is sacred and your soul is working through your sexuality. If you were to go the more passive route, which I feel like a lot of spiritual practitioners would bring people, it's like, oh, pacify it. Oh, be more compassionate. And this is not to say that I don't have compassion. I have extraordinary compassion, but not at the cost of my own experience. it's natural for spiritualists to over pacify, which is to be in a predatory feminine position. So just just think about it like that. We want balance. Conflict isn't bad. Frequently, your character will not be developed without conflict. So the question is, do you just want to be meek and lackluster of a human? Or do you want to be who you were always meant to become? Do you want your true character development to sing and to be brought out of your soul and out of your experience? And the process of you learning how to sing with your soul is conflict. There's no way out of it. I will speak from personal humility and personal experience. I've had one of the hardest years of my life. I wouldn't want to live through it again. There were other years that I would see were worse, but not, it depends on the context. Right now, in the context of what I've been through this year, this was hard in comparison, but physically not nearly as hard as other situations that have happened in my life. But the emotion, it was an emotional experience this year. But me knowing what I know spiritually, me being able to take that bird eye view and look down and see what's going on in my entire life, I'm like, of course we went that route because we're scaling a rock face, and that's the fastest way to get to the highest potential in that time period. So I could have gone a more peaceful, more secure, like, let's go and smell all the roses route, but maybe it would have taken 15 years. It's like, I ain't got that fucking time. You know what I mean? Like, so if you're experiencing a lot of conflict, like, let it be okay, because it's spirit moving through your shadow, through humanity, to get you into alignment with where you're supposed to go. I think there needs to be a lot more compassion and acceptance over each person's individual humanity and what they experience and how they experience it, and less about trying to intellectualize that and be like, I'm attracting bad experiences. I need to pacify the way that I feel. I need to pacify my humanity in order to please God so that the law of attraction will bring me better experiences. It's all just spiritual bypassing. It works when you're newer into spiritual work. It's kind of like Spirit's way of getting you in the door. And then once you get in the door, the real spiritual work is accepting your humanity. It is realizing that your shadow is not something to be neglected, shoved into a closet, and have all the skeletons reek because they're decomposing. It is to learn how to work with the fertile soil of decomposition and to actually channel that energy into creativity in ways that are going to work the best to build up your power in a healthy way, where you are doing no harm and taking no shit and moving forward with your higher self through your body, through your sensuality, through your experiences and your relationships, embodying everything that it is to be human, which is to, for whoever needs to hear this today, I send this with the most amount of compassion from my heart. It's okay to just be okay. It doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. You don't need to exercise it off. You don't need to put on a mask. You don't need to be more productive. You also don't need to go into a doom and gloom cycle and make it mean anything more than it's just okay to be okay. We live in a society that's hyper addicted to dopamine rushes, where everything has to feel good or you're not going to get attention, and you have to people please for someone else to feel good around you. Otherwise, they're not going to think well of you because you're not doing enough, or they feel like good to be around. It's like such an addiction cycle. I feel like if anyone were to ask, I actually feel like I'm a pro with addiction at this point. Like, I feel like I have been put through hard knocks on addiction. Substance addiction isn't really my thing, but emotional addiction patterns, love addiction, some substance addiction, but it's like, I can speak to pretty much every level of addiction. And I think the problems with our culture, and this isn't like bad on US culture, like, of course, I'm just here for it. I just noticed that the things that we do, even spiritually, are addiction. It's just addiction. It's just addiction. It's addiction patterns. It's addiction to people's energy, addiction to their thoughts. What quality of energy are you addicted to? Most people in spiritual places, groups, communities, whatever, are addicted to the high of the Kundalini. When the Kundalini reaches its peak, we call it an orgasm. So, okay, you're addicted to an orgasm-like energy. Well, the thing is that an orgasm is not sustainable. It is a climax. So if you're addicted to a climax-based energy, again, I'm talking about energy alchemy, not necessarily like sex, but it's easier for me to explain this way. If you're addicted to a climax, and it is an addiction pattern, you're going to treat your life like a user. You're just gonna, and you're gonna treat people like they're things to be used, because you're constantly looking for a constant climax. It's insane. The climax is part of the entire pleasure experience. So it's like, instead of treating it like an addiction, it's like, well, how can we just embody the wholeness of the entire experience? If you're just going to get off, like you're just going for the dopamine high, oh, good luck. I mean, you're going to chase the next one, the next one, the next one. It's just like doing cocaine, or any of the hard drugs. Like, it's the same emotional experience or spiritual experience. And it's happening in a lot of people that are not doing drugs. They are instead preaching about spirituality. They're false gurus, that are just following basic addiction patterns that were substituted and trained in the neurological programming like before they were 8 years old, and they learned how to behave properly in society, so they didn't do drugs, but they have highly addictive behaviors, and they're teaching addictive behaviors, and they happen to look constructive in these addictive behaviors. But at the end of the day, and again, like you guys know, there's no judgment. I just point these things out just to allow you to chew on some new ideas. It's like, it doesn't make any of it bad. It's more like, I'm just saying, you know what, I've been through the ringer and I'm actually really happy with my process. It doesn't have to be like that. I actually don't like addiction at any level. I'm not really into it anymore. I'm just like, I don't need the dopamine high. I don't need you to like me. I mean, I would like you to like me. Let's be honest. But I have such a healthy, secure attachment within myself, a healthy, secure confidence, which these are the things that I emanate, that I model, that I teach, that you can dive deep with me one-on-one in my mentorship or in any of my programs, so that you can feel just stable and happy in being human. And by happy, I mean, happy doesn't have to be like, oh my God, I'm so happy. Happy could just be like, yeah, like I'm vibing today. I will probably cry later. I think I cry 2 or 3 times a day. I'm pretty emotional. And I don't apologize for it anymore either. When people, I'm like, if people perceive me as being emotional, I'm like, you'd be emotional too if you had my life, if you grew up the way that I did, if you had all these things happening. I'm like, don't judge me. You're just hiding your emotions behind a closet somewhere, and they're going to come out some other way. It comes out as cancer for people a lot. It comes out as abuse patterns of relationships that they just hide behind closed doors. Like, whatever. I'm just very open about my process. So I just, like, I don't know. I don't really care. I just am what I'm going to be. You're either going to like me or you're not. None of it's my problem. I'm still going to show up. That's the sort of confidence that I think it takes to be human. I don't think it's about trying to get people to like you. I think it's just about liking yourself enough to allow yourself to have the experience that you're having as a human, whether it's a shitty year or whether it's a windfall, whether it's a good kiss, whether it's a cookie. There are moments, I don't know, good moments. I feel like I appreciate the good moments. I try not to over-index on the moments I don't like. I just try to move through them. Sometimes we have harder periods or cycles of time than others. It doesn't make you any less adept or less spiritual than others. We move through things in cycles. Sometimes you're in a cycle where the lessons are deeper, are more transformational, and are more shadow-based. I've been in a deep shadow. I'm sure this has to do with my astrology chart. But I was going to say for the last like 3 years, but really, it's not like my whole life, but I don't know. There's cycles within cycles. I don't know how all of this works. I'm just here to tell you to accept your humanity, love up on yourself. Whatever's happening is good. Don't make it mean anything bad. Do your shadow work. Maybe talk to yourself in the mirror tonight. That feels good. We're also going into Scorpio season, so like, shadow's here. The shadow's already opened. The veil is very thin. So if you think you're just going to spiritual your way out of your shadow, good luck. This Scorpio season already in approach feels much more intense than any other year I have experienced consciously. I can feel the death energy coming through. And by death, we mean transformation, right? We mean shadow. It's just like what's moving, what's shaking up. How does my shadow want to convert its power? What are the conflicts that are going to pull out the best of me to crack me into alignment? I'm seeing like removing it is very Halloween-y. It's like moving the insects out of my spine, like getting that shit out, like whatever stale is going to be cracked back and out into place. Also, the termites in my apartment are officially gone. I vacuumed up the last of them this morning. It's in the same alignment, so I know things are being cleaned up energetically. Let whatever's got to decompose and come to the surface do its thing. Sometimes that's crying, sometimes that's journaling, sometimes crying for no reason, sometimes it's crying in public. I don't know. There are so many things that I think people think are weird or abnormal that I'm like, that's totally normal and healthy. I don't know how many people see me like crying on my walks, like, or my bike ride, like, that I'm just like, it's healthy for me to release this way. I don't care what you think about. I'm not going to put on a mask on my walk home for 45 minutes because I need you, some random ass stranger, to think that I'm normal. I'm like, this walk is the healthiest way for me to release this energy so that I can then perform, do whatever I need to do. So I'm going to do it. I think it's one of the things I have in spades that I'm vulnerably, I don't feel vulnerable, but it is kind of, I'm pulling the veil back a little bit by showing you like, that's how I act a lot. I really don't care what people think, and I am expressive in the way that I need to be, because if you're taking all of your energy, like on your walks, in public, whatever, if you're constantly placing these masks up to fit in with society, with strangers that you have no relationship with, that energy, it takes a lot of energy. I use that energy to express and to release, and my energy is also gently saying, don't come anywhere near me. I'm not something that needs to be repaired. And sometimes you do need to make a firm boundary. So I don't know, I had a walk maybe a couple of months ago. I cry all the time on my walks. It's the easiest way for me to release. And I just don't care what, I'm not like sobbing. I'm just like crying while I'm walking. It was like a couple months ago, I was like crying. I was walking at night. And he lowered the window on his car. He was like, are you okay? And I was like, leave me the fuck alone. And I kept walking. And he didn't take the hint. This dude, I was like, this is clear predator territory. Are you kidding me? This is like, do no harm, take no shit. Like, make your boundaries clear. This dude followed me down the block in his car. And he was like, hey, I just want to make sure you're okay. Do you want to ride home? And I was like, get the fuck away from me. Like, I'm not going to say this again. Like, you think you're being helpful? Like, leave me alone. I'm not something that needs to be fixed. Like, this is just like me releasing because I'm confident with him. Like, I didn't say any of this. What I did say was go away. But it's like, it is interesting how we think we have to hold up a certain facade of energy for humans that are not involved in our lives. And then some of them try to participate, and I tell them not to. I'm like, did I look for your participation? He was like, well, I just want to make sure you're okay. I was like, here's what I wanted to say. You're so codependent that you chased me down the street in a car. Now you're acting like a predator to see if I was okay. I was like, shut the F up, human. You're trying to get me in your car. I am not taking your candy, and I know that I look good. And no, I'm not getting in your fucking car. That's the most unsafe environment I think I've been shown in the last several weeks. Like, that's somebody saying, come into my energy so I can host off of you. Like, get out. I don't know who needs to hear that right now. That energy is coming through so clearly. One of the women in this stream, maybe many, needed to hear that that's okay. You can be vulnerable, you can be authentic, you can be open, and you can tell someone to fuck off on the street. And I had my keys in my hand. I was like, he comes anywhere near me, I'm knocking his ass out. Some of you need to take martial arts. I've been taking some really great, I'm not going to go into it, but I've been taking some really great martial arts, and I'm just like, she's safe all the time. I will fight dirty. Don't come anywhere near me. That's like, do no harm, take no shit. You don't have to be 24/7 pleasant. It's okay. I feel the most confident in myself now, actually, because I realized the last couple of weeks, it's so funny because a previous version of me would have judged myself for this. Like, I do have a resting bitch face. I am a very externally, I'm like very non-friendly while I'm walking, while I'm in transportation, in any level of ways, because I'm just like with myself. It's not my responsibility to place on a mask. And this is what I realized is how often I was putting on a mask for strangers. It's so draining. It's so draining. And I say all the time now, you know, it's such a shift in my personality, because I used to smile all the time at people when I catch their eyes. I'd be like, oh, I don't want to be weird. And now people look at me all the time in public at coffee shops and stuff, restaurants, and I just don't give it anything. I don't smile. I don't do anything. And I'm like, I also just don't care what you think about me. And I trust myself and my alignment and my higher self enough where like the right people will find their way into my life anyway. Like I don't have to, the right people don't need me to mask. For whoever needs to hear that, like you can just trust who you are. You can trust your authentic connection to source, that whoever needs to come through will come through regardless of how you're expressing yourself. Source is not so conditional. It's not so literal, the law of attraction. It's not like, if I have a resting bitch face, nobody's gonna come up to me. No, I promise you, people come up anyway. Like, and then it's like, oh, you were brave. Okay, so either you're brave to the point where I need to like, I'm watching out for you because I don't know if that's safe, or you're brave like, oh shit, like all right, that was high, like you're brave. Like I want more people like that in my life, where if I look closed off, it's not gonna stop that sort of a person from engaging with me. I actually really like that. I'm gonna sit with that energy. Yeah, I can just be what I am. And the right people that have the right traits to cut through that will come through anyway. This is gonna be for another stream, but I do wanna talk about those things more around masking, because I really do think the more spiritual we are, the more empathetic we are, the more we mask. The more conditioned. It's a very ironic paradox in spiritual work. It's like the more spiritual work we do, it's almost the more conditional we think the universe is to meeting our needs. It's very ironic. It is a paradox. I'm also fascinated by paradoxes. Maybe one day I'll do a paradox stream. I'm fascinated by them. Like my mind loves them. They're like puzzle tricks. Like I just keep wrapping around. I'm like, wait, that's a paradox, but what? Like, or a palindrome. I love those like mental puzzles. I'm gonna twist on that all day. Anyway, I don't know what else to say. Enroll in Money, in Money Recoded. If you want to recode your energetic programming around money, bring a healthy, secure attachment style to money, to your personal value, how you see your value, how you interact with your value, how money amplifies your value, your personal value, your personal self-worth. This program is about building your understanding and consciousness around your personal value and your personal self-worth, and how you interact with money, your thoughts, feelings, activities, actions, assumptions, and expectations with money, with power, with deep exchange, and with your kundalini, what you think is spiritual versus not. Money, power, and sex are spiritual. They're often extorted out of their spiritual expressions. That's not what we're going to pay attention to. I'm going to be building the spiritual matrix for you guys to be able to rely on the money codes, the light codes, in a way that clearly needs to be delivered, at least into this network, into the collective overall, but my little community here. So if you're interested in that, the code is honey that you can put into checkout. You'll get like 70% off for the next few days, and then the price will go up. But we will be doing that program live for 8 weeks starting in November. The first date is to be determined. It will either be like November 1st or November 8th. Somewhere in there. I will land on that probably in the next week. And what else? If you have any questions about that program, send me an email at wearewokaf.com, but I think you'll probably find everything you need on the landing page. I described the entire program and curriculum there. It was fully channeled. Also for you guys to know too, when I channeled that, I fasted for, and I do this a lot, you guys, for me to keep my spiritual connection. I fasted for 3 days just to get that curriculum, and the money energy, the money entity in combination with source consciousness took me over. This was like, this doesn't happen that often like this, so I knew it was a really, really potent work. The way that some of you will hear channels like A Course in Miracles, like the woman that wrote that book, like she was taken over, and that was a 7-year production where it was dictated to her. The curriculum for Money Recoded, I was taken over and it was dictated to me, and I went to insert, I kid you not. Okay, I channeled the outline, and then I went to go flesh it out, and by the time I went to go flesh it out, it was like an hour later, Spirit deleted the note out of my phone, and I was like, what happened? I was like, the fairies deleted the note, they're playing with me. And I started channeling. I was like, what is going on? I wrote the entire outline and you deleted it. And they said, your ego's getting too involved. They said, this is not an Emelina program, this is a spirit program. And Emelina needs to be channeling God. And I was like, oh. I was like, well, I can try it. I was like, wait, you don't want me to do like my marketing? Or you don't want me to like think about things and like flesh them out mentally? And God was like, no, we want you to take what is dictated to you. So I did a ton of prayer and a ton of fasting to get the curriculum. If you read the landing page, the sales page, towards the bottom of the page is the full 8-module curriculum. And it is exactly as Spirit channeled to me. And literally as it was coming through, because a lot of it's Kundalini energy based, there's going to be a certain level of sexual healing work, not to be confused with like sexual intimacy between other humans and etc. It's really like the sexuality, your own personal sexuality of your Kundalini working within yourself, which is your creative energy. But even when those downloads came through, it challenged me because I was like, hold on, Spirit. I was like, you really want me to be public about that? And Spirit was like, this needs to be done as it needs to be done, and we don't want your opinion. Spirit wasn't that mean with me, but it was like, my personal reservations, and any of you that work with me one-on-one know that there's like Emelina opinion and then there's Spirit. And Emelina and Spirit, I'm talking to me in third person, Stormy and Spirit frequently agree, but sometimes they don't. And it's made very clear when they don't. It's made very clear when Spirit is overriding me. And I go, oh, okay. And I'm like, okay, well, this is Spirit, and I have my own opinion, my own humanness says this. And Spirit was like, enough bypassing this power, like, you know how to work Kundalini energy, you know how to speak about it, we're going to channel it through you, enough sidestepping it, like money needs to come through in this way. And I was like, okay. So if you read through that curriculum, this was a really magical experience. It was channeled to me in a way that I've never channeled before. Spirit said, don't interfere. Truly. Spirit came through and demanded every single word. Actually, on the entire landing page. Everything that's written on that landing page around the money program and the money curriculum was dictated precisely by Spirit, by God, that said, do not stray from this message. And I said, okay, I've never channeled in that way, in that likeness before. So it felt like, I don't know the Bible references, but what's coming through is like Moses in the burning bush. I'm not a very Bible person, but I do appreciate when people explain the stories to me. But it's like I felt like God was like, like, here we are, here we go, here's your burning bush, okay, here's what's going on. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, you sure you want me to talk about that? And the energy that came through was such a powerful force. I was like, I will do what you tell me to do. So anyway, click the link down in the description below, read through it. That is God. That is straight God channel. And if you are interested, sign up. You'll get hours and hours of bonuses that I really think you'll enjoy, a bunch of meditations to clear and heal yourself, and you're going to get a live program with me. Every other time I run this program in the future, it will not be live. It will be an online course. So this one is the one where you get some one-on-one engagement and interaction with me in the Q&A calls. And I'm going to be building the course through Scorpio season. Power, sex, and money. Could not have planned this in a better way. This was definitely God. We're lifting the shadow and humanity into alignment with what it is to be able to move spiritual power into the real world. That's what I have to say there. I'm vibing with it. I'm excited about it. I hope you are too. Check out that link in the description below if you want to sign up. Sign up. The code at checkout is honey. If you guys want to work with me one-on-one in Summer Quantum Breakthrough, that's only going to be open for a couple more weeks. And then I'm going to be shifting into a different, a new program that I'm being guided to for one-on-one work. So that's identity shifting. It's really you moving through a quantum breakthrough. All right, I'm going to take you through whatever your phase is right now, to your journey right now to get to the next phase, the next version of yourself. You can email me below. I can send you the details for that if that feels right, like a right fit. What was the last thing? And the last thing is keep a lookout for, I just shot the cash infusion meditation today. I'll get that up. And then you guys can get a hold of that for free as well. So that's what I've got there. And I made it through all my themes. Okay, let me look through your comments. Thank you for joining me, you guys. As always, if you do love me and love my work, please share my channel with someone that you think would benefit from it. I do need to focus on YouTube growth. I haven't been there yet. These streams are so beautiful for me, but at some point I will be chopping up the videos and doing my growth work. Hello, Daniel, Sam. Oh, you're a troll. Okay. You guys, if you see trolls, please report them and just get them out of my streams. Yes. Okay, Shannon, I'm so happy you found this helpful. Hi, Dylan. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Healthy relation. Oh, yeah, that's great. Healthy relationship redefined. Yes. Carol, wonderful. Thank you, sweetheart. Crystal, hi, love. I'm happy you were in here to catch me live as well. Dust settling, Dylan. The energy's been tough lately in preparation, getting out of the feelings. See it out through the other side and already seeing some rewards. Yeah, it's been a really challenging energy. It feels like we're walking through the dark energetically. I think that's what's happening, but yeah. Shannon, I'm happy you're enjoying this. Oh, Stephanie! Yay! Do no harm, take no shit. Needs to be on a t-shirt. Yes. Maybe I'll make it. I need to figure out a merch situation. I don't know. I keep getting confused with like, I have what's the account? Not Threadless. I don't know. I have one of them somewhere linked below and I can't figure out how to log back into my account to create more. I'm like, I want sweatshirts. I need big hoodies that, yeah, say like spiritual taking no shit or like big spirit energy or, you know. This is a motto. Yeah, I can't take credit for that. That's a phrase. Do no harm, take no shit. You're welcome. Oh, I'm so happy you're in here. Oh, I would have made you cry. Oh, why? It made me soft smile like, good stuff. Oh, good. I'm not the only one who cries multiple times a day to express your emotions. I don't know why people think it's weird. I don't think it's weird, which is why I can say it on stream. I just realized more recently, I was like, people, you know what? Because I was walking yesterday, I was crying on my walk, and somebody looked at me and I was like, oh, I'm not putting a mask on for you. I don't even know you. Like, I don't care. I need to express this, and it's best for me to express it while I'm walking or while I'm swimming. Sometimes I cry while I swim. It just moves it through. I don't know why people think that emotions need to be really hyper locked in and hid. I think it should just be normal. And then I'm like happy like 10 minutes later because I released it. Yeah, I don't want to be repaired. There's nothing to repair. It's just living, just being human. We're all just doing the human thing. Hi, Shelly. Sweatshirts, yes. I'll let you know. I need to figure out like, again, I need to figure out this merch situation, something easy, because it doesn't feel easy right now, but I want like big oversized hoodies. I don't know, it's coming. I cry, happy, sad, excited. Yeah. Full moon in Aries today, so clear. Yes, I'd love to hear your download, Shelly, too. Feel free to let us know in the comments. Shelly's an astrologer. All right, you guys, that's what I got. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for being here with me for this extended period of time. Sending you so much love. Enjoy the downloads. Enjoy the emotional release. And I will see you guys soon, hopefully in my programs, because they are going to be powerful, blessed, radiant. So pumped about them. Yes, we need to normalize emotions. I'm starting. We're starting, right? We're doing it. Alrighty, lots of love, you guys. Enjoy your day. Bye.